Good morning, farmers. Welcome back to Rattlesnake Valley. And the crops are finally ready to harvest. Somewhat. Because, well, it keeps raining and snowing. And the crops are wet. I've been doing some prep work to get ready for this, the harvest, and it's been rather frustrating. For one thing, one of my combines needed to be repaired. And even with the toolbox, or even bring it to one of those placeable repair stations, I forgot what they're called, vehicle workshops, I couldn't really repair the combine harvester. So I had to sell it. Because it was getting hard to start and all that. Yeah, I got a wonderful 12 grand for my 1090. So then of course I had to buy another one to replace it. So I lost some money there, but yeah, money's not too big of an issue. The issue right now is, if you saw the previous episode, I planted the soybeans rather late in the season. And go back in the previous episode and you can understand why I had to do that. So we got 2 days of autumn left to harvest, pretty much. And the main issue is, well, rain and snow, rain and snow, rain and snow every day. Now we're just sitting here waiting for the crops to dry out. But while we're doing that, I am going to, because I was trying to get this done beforehand. And here's another harvester I had to repair. I had like maybe 2 hours left on it before it could be repaired, and I said, well, I don't need it breaking down while we're harvesting. I'll fold that in. And get this one ready. Now I have modified the 1090s for myself because this is a big map, so yeah, these will harvest faster than the base game ones. Okay, so I don't know where my other harvester is. I had one here, one here. One should be... That is a good question where my other harvester is. Not that one. Not that one. Is it that? Is it this right here? No. In this field. Alright, I wasn't expecting it in this field. Don't tell me this one needs maintenance. Nope. Alright. Yeah. It's going to take me a little while to get used to the buttons again. Like I said, I haven't really played Farm Sim too much in the past few months. Been playing other games, so memorizing the buttons is not my forte at this point. I'm hitting buttons, I think it is, but that's for the other game I've been playing. Crops are still wet. They'll probably dry up just as the snow hits for today. And we got a lot of fields to harvest, so it's going to be a tight squeeze. What happened here? Interesting. Well, we'll deal with it when it comes time to. So, what I am going to need here, though, is a truck and trailer. Should have one right here. Yeah, it was waiting for the pig food. Got plenty of hours on this, so we're ready to go. Yeah, I just started recording. I said, well, I'll start explaining what the process has been so far. I'm hoping that we'll get to harvest. I'm sure we will at some point. And then I'm trying to figure out As we saw, soybeans sell good in the summer, so we gotta store all this. And I'm just trying to remember where all my silos are at this point. I mean, for what they cost, I can just place them down wherever I need to. I'm gonna need a trailer here. So I do have one down here already. This is where I've been messing with this harvester and stuff. They're all set for this harvester. Our other harvesters here. I mean, I got like 5 trucks around here. I'm just trying to remember where they all are at this point. Actually, need to leave that on. Wait, what? My trucks are on their trailers? Pardon me? Where's this one? Yes, that's the 5th truck that doesn't have a trailer. Here we go. Where the heck am I? Am I on the map? Alright. Oh, I own this field? I didn't know I owned that field. Anywho. You are going to go down to the other field and get ready for that one. The crops are still wet. That's not good. When we do start harvesting, it's going to be at 1x speed. Now, I have been playing seasons for a while, ever since I started playing on this map. So the one thing I've never done really is harvested in the winter time, so I don't know when the first day of winter comes what's going to happen to my crops. I've never gone that far. I always make sure I have all my crops harvested by then. I guess I may have to speed up time just a little bit more, but I mean, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and they were wet and it wasn't raining or anything, so I figured, well, in a couple hours, and here we are 4.5 hours later and they're still wet. When we do start harvesting, it's going to get rather hectic. But I think I'll do a cut here and bring it back when the harvesting has started. So finally, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It hasn't rained all day, and finally, the crops are dry. Yeah, so you can see my combines harvest at 15 miles an hour. Just making sure everything's set right. Need to get this stuff up and going here because, as you can see, the forecast, anytime now, it looks like it's going to start snowing again. I'll do these little sections here myself because for some reason when the seeder went around, the helper had some problems apparently. Excuse me, Mr. Volvo. Let's see if I can get this right here. Okay, that's all going there. There, so we got all 3 harvesters going, hopefully at 1x speed. I don't know. And of course, in Farming Sim, you just can't look at the sky and say, oh, well, it's blue sky, so we're good for a long time. It's a matter of a minute, it could just change right to rain. But the harvesting began. So what I did want to do, but once I got started, I want to go in and just see how much soybean we have, which is not much. But I'm going to write that total down, so if we get to harvest all the fields, I want to see how much we harvested. Soybeans total. Yep, and then come, let's see here. I think it's, not settings. Yeah, soybeans. Yeah, it's so midsummer, so we're going to be storing all this stuff. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll let the workers get there. Let them do all the wonderful harvesting. Yeah, and I got the combine harvesters to hold 100,000 grains because, I mean, if I did it as a base game, you can see I'm already at 13,000. I couldn't keep up when I first started playing on this map with the harvesting and the unloading and all that. So it's time to modify this harvester. And this is my favorite harvester in the base game, only because the header does not need to be put on a trailer. It has its own wheels and you can haul it behind the combine that way. Plus, I do have a New Holland dealer not far from where I live, so I don't get to see harvesters this big at the dealership. But I have noticed at the glance mod that even though we took care of all the animals, but one thing I should say, which I haven't said yet, we are on the 5th day of autumn. The crops were not ready on the 4th day of autumn. And I'm playing 6 days per season. So all the animals are getting, even though we fed them on the 3rd day of autumn. So we're going to have to tend to them at some point. But they should be fine for today, so maybe when this snow hits and we can't harvest anymore, we'll take one of the trucks and we'll start tending to the animals again. Don't want any to die. But it's been a rather frustrating morning for myself because I thought, yeah, I'll just log on, start recording Farm Sim, and yeah, I had that. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem before where you had to maintain one of your vehicles and you couldn't repair it. I tried the toolbox. I brought it to one of the tool sheds, repair sheds. Like you can see, I got one right ahead of this harvester right there. I brought the combine to that, wouldn't repair. I said, well, maybe it's a glitch, so I saved it, exited the game, got back into the game, still couldn't repair it. And it was a struggle just to get it to the shop to sell it, because I said, oh geez, I want the extra money for the percentage for bringing it to the shop. And then I realized when I sold it, yeah, I got a wonderful, I think it was like 12 grand for the harvester. I'm like, yeah, these things cost 400, was it 430 for one of these things? Alright, we'll let those guys get to work, and what I will do is I should have a 4th truck here with another trailer. Okay, so we know it's not that one. Let's try the 3rd one. Where is this one? Helper D is blocked by an object. Which one's Helper D? Oh yeah. Let me guess, the truck is in the way, right? That was brilliant. Okay. Alright, bringing our first load of soybean to a silo. So yeah, we started with just over 7,000. So we'll see what we end up here in just a few minutes. And the great harvest has begun. So the good news so far is it's not snowing yet. So yeah, trying to get these fields done in 2 days. I mean, I think we should be fine. Playing at single one-time speed, real speed, shouldn't really cause, that should give us plenty of time, obviously, I would think. And the harvesters are plugging right along, doing well. But we're just getting ready to call it an episode, I believe. I've been recording for a couple hours, actually. And I need to cut that down to a reasonable time for YouTube, obviously. Get this truck out of the way for that harvester to continue. We'll go unload the other harvester, and then I'll show you how much we got in storage so far. Which one's almost full? Is it this one? Yes, sir. Truck is here. The one thing I haven't tried out yet in Rattlesnake Valley, so you can see right where my truck is pointing, he put those silos in, so on version 3. That's the map version we're on for Rattlesnake Valley, and I thought, oh thank God, the other silos didn't hold much at all, so I brought a truck over, and these trailers hold 200,000 liters, and yeah, those silos still only hold 100,000 of each crop type, I believe, which was very disappointing. It's like, on a map this big, you can't do that. It's just like this harvester right here was empty, so I don't want to say it only harvested this much, but it's got 100,000 grains in it right now. So basically, we got silos on the map. So if I harvest this field, I fill up that silo. I could probably do it, what, maybe 3 times, fill it up. But luckily, I don't like the way my modded silo looks, but it holds 5 million. And yeah, I realize I can probably go in the XM file and change how much those silos hold, but when it comes to the map, I don't want to change the XM files too much because, you know, it could screw it up royally, so I don't want to do that. I'll just use my modded silo. So if you haven't seen the modded silo, I'll take you to one. If I go here, where are we now? Yeah, so these big silos apparently can only hold 100,000 of each. And this weird looking mod that I got basically when FS17 came out. Yeah, so you plop your grain in there and it comes out there. This one holds 5 million. So, which on this map, as you'll see, so far, so we've harvested field 15. This harvester is still working on this field. We got 6 and 7 done. 8 is just about done. And so far, we still got some of the trailers. So we started with just 7,000 liters on it. We're already at 500,000. And we still got, well, everything that's yellow is what we got to harvest. That's all soybeans. That's all ours. So if we looked at, because last season I did corn for some odd reason, and I've been using that to feed. I got the fish farm placeables on here, and I got I think it was 3.5 million liters of corn. So I don't know if we're going to get the same amount of soybeans that we did corn, or how that works, but okay, which one is it this one now? Yeah, that one's, so I'll probably go and load that, and hopefully by next episode I may do some of this off screen, obviously, because it's just gonna be me running, emptying each harvester, and then bringing it to the silo and emptying the trailer. In between, when I do have time in between, I've been tending to the animals a little bit because a lot of their stuff was below 20%. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode of Rattlesnake Valley. And the great harvest has begun. The race against the clock and the weather. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this little bit of a series. Like I said, this is not going to be a long series around Rattlesnake Valley. There's a new map coming out that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully it comes out soon. The mods have been testing it, so I would assume it's not too far off from completion. Where are you going, dude? Oh, you're doing one of those backup maneuvers? Sweet. So, yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.